Congratulations.
First Hardy.
In the first West Coast Conference men's basketball quarterfinal, the third seed BYU Cougars defeat the sixth seed San Diego Toreros 85-79. With the victory, the Cougars will move on to the semifinals and face the winner of tonight's St. Mary's Pepperdine game. And Monday's semifinals will be played at either 6 p.m. or 8:30 p.m., and we'll know that by the end of tonight. We're being joined now by BYU head coach Dave Rose, along with student athletes Elijah Bryant and Yoli Childs. Coach Rose, we'd like to start with you, please, an opening statement on the win.
Well, I'm happy for our guys. I think that, first off, San Diego played with tremendous heart and tremendous grit, and it made for a really exciting opening game in the men's tournament. And I think that the beauty of postseason is that there's a lot on the line, and guys don't quit. And you saw it in both teams. And I'm proud of our guys for how we hung in there and finished it off after, a tough run against us. And I thought we guarded consistently all night long. We were really aggressive. We got ourselves in a little bit of foul trouble, but proud of the way our group, just the bench came in, made plays, and we were able to finish off the game and get a big win. So that's about it.
Thanks, Coach. We'll take questions from media members. If you have one, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Let us know your name and affiliation. We'd like to start with student athletes first, please.
Ask the student athletes?
Yes, please.
Elijah, your guards seem to step up today to do a lot of different things, both ends of the court. Could you talk about the concentration your guards had today?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was that they were hugging the bigs on the ball screen, not showing as long. And Coach told us that we're going to have open shots, open layups, so we just capitalized on those and were able to get the win.
Additional questions for student athletes? Come to Rusty here in our second row.
They battled back from 17 to tie it, and then you guys were able to move on from there. What is it about you guys that you were able to respond to kind of their run?
I think we just trust our concepts. We trust each other. We trust that we're going to make the right plays, and we trust that if we have that defensive mentality that we're going to come back from any situation, no matter who has the momentum, no matter what the score is, whether we're up, down, tied. We know if we trust each other, make the right plays on both ends of the floor, that we're just going to tough it out and get the job done.
We'll go to Don back here. Just a second. We'll get a mic to you, Don.
For Elijah and Yoli, obviously USD went through a difficult circumstance in the past week. From what you saw on the floor, how do you feel that they responded to that?
I think they're a great team, so they came out with heart and played with a lot of toughness, and that's what teams are going to do in postseason tournaments like this.
Additional questions for student athletes or for Coach Rose? We'll go to Sammy in the back, please.
Yoli, I saw your reaction to the score sheet in front of you. I got to imagine that was for Elijah's final line. Why were you surprised?
It's not that surprising. It's just kind of crazy. 10 for 13, 3 for 4, 27 points in 26 minutes, Eli? That man was just a beast out there. And I just love watching him. Sometimes when I'm out there, I feel like a fan, just seeing the things he does. I swear today he was looking like LeBron James, attacking the rim and finishing. Man, I'm so impressed. I'm so proud of my guy right here.
A lot of emotion in that game. Yoli, could you describe kind of how chippy it got and then how you tried to manage that and take care of that throughout?
I mean, it's win or go home. Every single team, every game's going to be like that. Everyone wants to win, and we talk about a lot of this time of the year. Everyone has hope, and everyone has hope that they're going to win this whole thing. So nobody's going to back down. Every single guy's going to go out there and play as hard as they can. And it's tough at times, but it's really important to try to settle down, control the emotions. If I'm getting into it with a guy, one of my teammates is going to come and pull me back and make sure we don't do anything stupid. I'm going to do the same thing for my teammates. It's just we got a lot of emotion. Both teams want to win, and we just got to do our best to control those emotions and use them the right way.
We'll get a mic to Jay.
Yoli, what was the mindset after? I mean, they were on a big run. Elijah fouled out. what was the mindset of the guys with 3 minutes left that enabled you to kind of pull it out?
We just had to step up. We came together and we were up 3. I think we brought the guys together and said, you know what, we're up. If we guard, we win. Simple as that. If they don't score, we're going to win no matter what. So I think the mindset was just on defense to just lock in and play for each other. And then offensively, we know that if we share the ball and pop it around, we have too many good offensive players to not be successful.
Jay?
And then, Elijah, the free throws that Luke made after you fouled out, I mean, just how clutch were those? And also, I think Jashir and Yoli and TJ all made free throws down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we do every day in practice. At the end of practice is practice free throws, and if you miss, you have to run. So I think Coach has done a good job at putting pressure on us during practice and allowing guys to step up and make big shots.
We'll go to John here in the third row. We'll get a mic to him, and we'll go back.
John Krempecker, West Coast Conference Sports. To Dave, tonight it's number 2 St. Mary's versus number 10 Pepperdine. Are you expecting to face St. Mary's in the semifinals, or what's your view on that game?
Well, I'll tell you right now that I mean, obviously we feel good we won, but I wouldn't want to play Pepperdine. I mean, the way they shot the ball last night, and you know, the tough season that they've had with injuries, and they've got them all back. Their freshmen are not freshmen anymore because it's the end of the year, and they played a complete game last night from start to finish. So look at a little more resistance tonight from St. Mary's, but if they shoot the ball that way, it'll be a dogfight.
Go ahead, John, if you had another one. If not, we'll
I did, Dave, and you talked about Pepperdine. Can you also say a few words about St. Mary's for those of us looking ahead, and if you do end up playing St. Mary's, just your assessment of that team?
Well, you know, I think our guys would be excited if that's the possibility, because we've played them good both games, led at our place the majority of the game. So, but we have yet to beat them. So, you look forward to the opportunity to, you know, change the tide a little bit.
Got time for a couple more, Darnell.
Elijah, when you guys played San Diego over there, it was a very physical game. How do you feel like your team responded to this? It was another physical game, and why did you respond well, do you think?
I think coaches really emphasized in practice the physicality that they come with, and did a lot of drills to prepare us to finish that physicality, even if we didn't get the foul call. So that's how we prepared for their physicality.
We'll go to Dick, then back up to Don. Or Don first, okay.
Don Norcross with the San Diego Union Tribune. Yoli, obviously you were up 17. Olin Carter hits a 3 from pretty darn deep, and it makes it 71-71. At that instant, what's going through your mind?
Next play. I think the coaches did a good job of emphasizing that all week, and then especially before the game, that no matter what happens, whether it's a really positive play or a really negative play, you got to think about the next play. If you're thinking about the play that just happened and you're not playing in the moment, if you're looking in the past, then you're not going to be successful. So when they tied it up, or when they brought it back close, or when we extend the lead, every single guy on our team's thinking next play. What can we do this next play?
Dick.
Elijah, can you talk a little bit about Cannon coming off the bench? He had a couple of real big steals, one right under the basket. Can you talk about what you get out of him?
I mean, before he was eligible this year, he played on the green team, and we know what he's fully capable of, and we're just excited to have him playing for us now, and he's an elite player for sure.
We'll get a mic over to you, Jay, in just a second. It's coming around the back. We'll take a more direct path next time. It's good exercise, though. Here you go.
Dave, on those free throws that Luke made, what were you kind of over there on the bench thinking? He hasn't been your most consistent free throw shooter this year.
I'll tell you this, we've, what do you think, Yo, the last 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks, we end every practice with our bigs making 50 free throws. Okay, that's what they do. And at times, Luke's the last one finished, but the last couple of weeks, you know, he's knocking those things in. It's just it's repetition, it's confidence. I think that he knows how big the free throws are for our team, and as a leader of the group, I just, I said this would be really great if he made both of these. For all those reasons. And we'd get a couple points, too.
Last question, Rusty.
For the players, Coach already talked about it, and St. Mary still has work to do tonight, but would you two look forward to matching up with those guys again after the way the regular season's gone?
I think we're just focusing on this win right now, and then we'll focus on our opponent when we start the scouting report. But either team, they're both really good teams. As you know, Pepperdine took us to overtime at their place, and we also went to overtime with St. Mary's. So we would be excited to play either team, and we're going to be ready to prepare for either team.
I mean, it's March. Excited to play whoever's next. Doesn't matter. We're just we're all revved up, ready to go. Since this last question, shout out BYU fans. Love you guys.
Congrats on the win. We'll see you on Monday. Thank you.
For us?
Yes. We got other flavors too if you wanted. Secret stash. Being joined now by the San Diego Toreros and acting head coach Sam Scholl, along with student athletes Olin Carter III and Cameron Neubauer. Coach Scholl, we'd like to begin with you, please, an opening statement on the game this afternoon.
Well, I don't know. I don't get the podium like this, so now that I have it, I just want to use it first. Just start with thanking two groups of people first. I mean, the job that Chris Gerlison and Terrence Rensher and Patrick Frost and Lance Levetter did this week was unbelievable. I mean, the talent that's within that group of guys, as coaches, as men, as leaders, it was just mind-blowing. The way they stepped up and the way we all worked together through a difficult time. And any school in the country should be more than happy. We should just be excited to have any one of those men coaching for them because they were unbelievable this week. And then the next group I want to thank, I mean, these dudes right here. I mean, all our emotion right now is because of them and what they fought through this week, how they trusted each other, how they trusted us. And they just, from the moment, we stepped forward into the past week, they just locked arms, and it's just amazing too, how God gives his greatest tribulations to his strongest warriors. And this young man sitting next to me, had some other family things that happened, and look how he played tonight. I'm sorry it's been an emotional week, so I apologize. I didn't mean to do this on the first time. But I mean, we just love these guys. And at the end of the day, they beat us. And we talked about from day one that we weren't going to use last weekend as an excuse. If we lost, they beat us. And that's what happened. I mean, we fought our hearts out. They showed their resolve. We got it down from 17 to tying the game, and they just made a couple more plays. They beat us. But I couldn't be more proud of these two and that whole group of 18 young men. And it was just, and again, tremendous coaches.
Thank you very much. We'll take questions from media members. I'd like to start with questions for student athletes first, please. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Let us know your name and affiliation. Let's start with John, and then we'll go back to Don.
John Krempecker, West Coast Conference Sports. We can see the toll this last week has taken on your coach here for Olin. How about the players? How was this whole week plus been for you in preparation for coming here?
You know, it was definitely tough with the recent news that we received. But, you know, I think as a team, you know, that adversity that we had just kind of helped us come together as a team and become even closer, share an even closer bond. I think through all this, the relationships that, you know, we've made with our teammates is probably the greatest thing we can get out of this. You know, those group of guys in there, we all fought together, and you know, the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but, you know, we fought to the very end, and that's all you can really ask for. So yeah, I mean, I love what the coaches have done, love what our, you know, team has done, and you know, it's been hard, but we'll make it through together.
Then go back to Don, one row back.
Cameron, Don Norcross with the San Diego Union Tribune. First of all, congratulations. It may sound like an awkward word, but that was a gritty comeback. And I think you're to be lauded for that. Cameron, can you put into words what the past week has been like?
I think for everybody a part of it, it's been extremely emotional. The things that happened last weekend and the attention that we got was very shocking for the whole team and everybody in the program. And we immediately locked arms and looked to each other and came together as a group. And I think that in a way that everything just brought us closer. And I mean, as both of them said it, there's no group of guys I'd rather play for or a group of guys I'd rather play with than my teammates. And I just think that, you know, we prepared well. We had arguably the best week of practice we've had all year, and we competed. And I'm so proud of my teammates and the coaching staff and the game plan they were able to put together and the way that we came back in the second half. But BYU, hats off to BYU. They played very hard. They played very well. And at the end, it just wasn't enough. But we played extremely hard, and I'm proud of my teammates for that.
Don?
Olin, Sam alluded to, apparently you went through some difficult circumstances. I'm not aware of what those circumstances are. You know, are you comfortable sharing what those circumstances were?
I just received word a few days ago that my grandmother had passed, that I'd been living with my whole life. So, you know, it was kind of hard. But, you know, my teammates really came around me and made everything better. They know I was pretty emotional, but, you know, they picked me up and made sure that they didn't leave me behind. They brought me with them, and you know, I love them for that.
Sean?
Yeah, Olin, Sean Walker from KSL in Salt Lake. When you guys got down big there in that second half, 15 or 17 or whatever it was, you looked up at the scoreboard and you really turned it on. Just what was going through your mind and kind of what got into you, I guess?
I mean, you know, you look up at the scoreboard and you're down 17, and, you know, you look at our team and we just kind of think, you know, we were built for this. You know, we handle adversity great. I think, you know, we strive in adversity, and so I think we kind of took that as a challenge to just come out and play harder and try to get the lead down, and that's what we did. But You know, we just didn't have enough to finish at the end. So, yeah, I mean, that's a team in there that fights through adversity and doesn't bow their head when tough things come their way. And, you know, that's just how we've always been through the whole season.
Any other questions for student athletes or Coach Scholl? Go to Don.
Olin, you're down 17, and then with, I think it was about 3 minutes to go, you hit a long three. I mean, that was like, it might have been an NBA three. What's going through your mind when all of a sudden the game, you're down 17 and it's 71-71?
Let's get a stop, play some defense, and try to, you know, take the lead. That's really it. I'm just trying to make plays to make sure that we can win. You know, I'm trying to help my team out. So, you know, we start and end on defense, and you know, at the end we didn't come up good enough on the defensive end. But yeah.
Anything else for the Toreros? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.